Predictive Dialer with recall rules. This video will focus on the operation of our predictive dialer. Terminology. In this video, I will refer to outcomes and dispositions. These terms are interchangeable. They are the recorded outcome of an attempt on a customer's record, whether it is registered by the agent or dialer. I will also use initiative and campaign. These also mean the same thing. They are the product or reason you are contacting your customer. And lastly, I will discuss answer machine detection, which I will abbreviate to AMD at times. Our predictive dialer is unique to our suite because it is our only dialer which offers you the ability to manage the pace of dialing and where answer machine detection can be enabled. Let's take a look. At the main menu, please click on Initiatives to access your campaign settings. Locate your campaign and click on the corresponding yellow edit pencil. Next, navigate to the Dialer tab. Under the heading Dialer Type, select Predictive. First up is the dial rate. Dial rate. On a predictive dialer, the administrator determines the number of calls launched each time the agent goes available, using the dial rate. For example, if the value is set to 2, each time the agent goes available, the dialer will launch 2 calls. A call determined as busy, not answered, or a telco error will be outcomed by the dialer before launching an additional call. If you have purchased answer machine detection licenses, when the call is answered, the AMD will screen the receiver to make a determination on whether the response is from a person or machine. If the system determines the call to be an answer machine, a process which is done by analyzing speech patterns, it will automatically outcome the call as such before launching another call. All no-contact outcomes occur in the back-end processing. These records will not be presented to the agent's screen during this determination process. With each no-contact outcome, the dialer will launch more calls for the agent. When answer machine detection determines the call has been answered by a person, it will be connected with the agent. Hypothetically, let's look at what would occur if the dialer were to launch 2 calls for the agent, and both calls were answered and both determined as person. The first thing that would occur is that one of the calls will be connected to the targeted agent. We know the agent can only manage 1 call at a time. The dialer would then look around at the rest of the contact center to see if there are any other agents who have become available to take the call. It is for this reason we recommend you have at the very minimum 12 agents assigned to any predictive initiative, preferably more. The larger the pool of agents, the more likely another agent will become available, and therefore reducing the need for the dialer to abandon the call. In the instance of dialer abandonment, the customer's record is recycled according to the dialer rules set for that outcome. Dialer abandoned will be the disposition on the record. There is a maximum abandonment rate set on our predictive dialers. The default is 2%. This can be managed on our back end. The dialer will monitor the number of dialer abandoned outcomes, and when this rate is within the realm of 2%, the dialer will automatically scale back the dial rate so as not to exceed 2% maximum abandonment on any predictive campaign on any given day. Another option for the dialer is to hang up the call. Dialer hang-up occurs when the dialer is calling the customer and realizes prior to the customer answering the phone that there are no agents available to take the call, so it stops ringing. The customer has not yet answered the call. This also counts as an attempt. The record is scheduled to be recalled according to the dialer recall rules set for that outcome. The disposition on this call is dialer hang-up. It is worth mentioning that each country has its own regulations around the percentage of dialer calls which can be legally abandoned. Next, the administrator would set the target number field. This would typically be the number field most highly populated on the dataset. In a clockwise order, next is AM detection, or answer machine detection. Answer machine detection listens to the way the call is answered, monitoring speech pattern, tones, inflection, and other voice analysis patterns to make a determination of answered by person or machine. Click AM Detection to green to turn the feature on. If you are interested in the settings for answer machine detection, please look out for the video. Next is the completed outcome and the overall attempts. These two are related to each other, and with the outcomes under the dialer outcome settings. They can all work in unison. Let's look at the dialer outcome settings first, so I can better explain how they work with each other. Dialer outcome settings. Dialer outcome settings are available on our preview, progressive, and predictive dialers. You will often hear us refer to these as your dialer recall rules. Our recall rules work the same across all of our dialer types with this feature available. Notably, recall rules refer to all no-contact outcomes or calls which result in not reaching the customer, for example, answer machine, telco error, and busy. The values in place here will determine when you will next attempt contact after a no-contact disposition was determined. On our preview and progressive dialers, agents would disposition the calls with no-contact outcomes. On a predictive dialer with answer machine detection switched on, the system would generate these outcomes. Essentially, it will operate in the same fashion as agent-outcomed calls. Let's review the first no-contact outcome listed here, no answer. Please allow me to explain this concept for you using an example. I am an agent, it is 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, and Mary is my first record. I attempt contact with Mary the customer, but she doesn't answer her phone and the call is dispositioned as no answer. If I follow the default no answer rule, as it is listed here on your page, in 1 day and 1 hour's time, contact with Mary will be reattempted by anyone in the contact center. Now Tuesday at 10 a.m. in the morning, Mary's record is reattempted. This time, the no answer outcome is voicemail, and the call is dispositioned as answer machine. Now following the answer machine recall rule, in 1 day and 1 hour's time, now Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mary's record will be reattempted by any agent in the contact center. According to these default settings, this will go on 1,000 times before finally outcoming Mary's record as completed. The delay in reattempting contact can be modified. You can nominate the days, hours, and minutes between attempts. Say I wanted to contact my customer twice a day, I would set attempts to 4 hours if my agents worked an 8-hour day. Number of attempts at a record? You can nominate the number of attempts against each individual no-contact outcome. Alternatively, you can set the overall attempts you wish to make for each record. Cast your eye above the banner for dialer outcome settings to the titles Overall Attempts and Completed Outcome. These settings can work in unison with the rules below, where the overall attempts value is less than the attempt number set on the outcome. The overall attempt will be the effective value. The overall attempts will calculate all of the no-contact outcomes until the total overall attempts value is reached before completing the record and resting the customer with the disposition in the adjacent completed outcome. For example, if I set the overall attempts to total 10, it will add all of the no-contact outcome attempts, tallying all of the no answer, answer machine, telco error, busy, dialer hang-up, and dialer abandoned outcomes logged against each attempt at contact. Once there is a total of 10 no-contact outcomes, the dialer will finalize the record within its complete disposition. In this instance, I am going to change my completed to an outcome I have already customized, dialer completed max attempts. Therefore, any record with 10 no-contact outcomes will now be finalized with dialer completed max attempts. In reality, the 10th and final no-contact outcome will at first be registered against the record before the system goes ahead and updates the record with the final outcome. This also operates in reverse, where the overall attempts value is greater than the individual no-contact outcome number. The no contact outcome number will finalize the call. For example, the overall attempts is set to 40. The no answer is set to 5 attempts. Answer machine is 5. Telco error 2, and so on. If the call attempts went as follows when attempting contact with a customer: 4 no answer dispositions, then 1 answer machine, then 1 telco error before the 5th no answer. The record will now be finalized with an is complete disposition because the no answer tally has reached 5. This feature is especially handy if you want to know what the final outcome actually was. You can customize the disposition to suit. For example, dialer completed as no answer might be more meaningful. I've previously configured some customized outcomes so you can see how this works, and I will now align them here. Due to this change, my 5th no answer outcome will finalize the record with dialer completed as no answer for this example. Completed outcomes. In our dialer tab, the administrator can nominate the complete outcome and the complete as to be anything you like. I have given you a few possibilities throughout this video. Outcomes are configured by firstly creating an outcome group, which you then associate with an outcome. The new outcome group should be set up with an isComplete attribute. Outcomes are created in our Interfaces menu. Please see Video 4 for guided assistance on setting up outcomes. Once you have created the new dispositions, come back to your Dialer tab and apply the new outcomes. The new dispositions will be reflected in your reporting. This brings us to the end of our Predictive Dialer video. Thank you for your time today. Please look out for our preview and progressive dialer videos for more options. For customers who have opted to have the answer machine detection settings visible, look out for the video, which will do a deep dive into the AMD settings. See you in the next video. Bye for now.